Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Now today I've just got a really nice laid back unboxing for you all because we've got a pretty large package that has arrived at my PO box thanks to a viewer named Alex Sims. So huge thank you Alex for your very generous donation, and you guys may be wondering, well, what's in here? We're going to dive into that. We've got two laptops in here. Now, I've been talking about viewer donations for a little while on this channel because I've just received a lot of packages from you guys, but this is going to be another kind of one-off video because I think this is going to be a much longer episode, probably over 30 minutes, because we're going to take a look at both of these laptops in detail. We're going to be booting them up and just exploring them, just having a nice time. And yeah, hopefully you guys will stick around and we'll get into all sorts of stuff. Who knows? It's an MJD video, so really anything can happen. But yeah, so without any further ado, let's just go ahead and slice this open. So let's see what Alex has included for us. So full disclosure, I already know what these two laptops are. One of them is a ZEOS 386 machine. That's a brand that I'm sure some of you have never even heard of before. And then the other one is a Sony Vaio Pentium 3 machine. So yes, two laptops from two distinct eras in the history of computing. So he did mention that he has, I believe, bags for both of them here. Yeah, I think that's exactly what we have. This is packaged very, very nicely, by the way. So here's one of them right here. We'll just set it on the floor for now. Actually, I don't think there's a bag for that one. I know he mentioned a bag for one of them. I think that's this one here. I believe this is the ZEOS machine. So we'll set that aside. And that, I believe, is everything. We will open these up and go to the studio table, the set that you guys are normally used to. I just started this one on the floor because this package is pretty freaking large, and it was just easier to do it on the floor here, at least for this initial portion. So yes, these are, like I said, packaged very, very well. So let's slice this bubble wrap here and the tape around it, and that should, yep, there we go. Yep, that's the ZEOS machine. There it is. I think he mentioned the charger, because this is definitely more than just the laptop. I can tell this front pocket here is nice and padded, so it's full of something. We'll come back to this in a moment. We'll unbox or unwrap rather, the Sony laptop here. That's definitely a Sony Vaio. There it is, guys. Alright, so I think we're going to go oldest to newest here and start out with the ZEOS 386, and we'll come back to the Sony Vaio Pentium 3 in a minute. So we're going to set this aside for now. So let's just open up this big pouch on the top here, and I believe we have the very large power adapter in here. Oh yeah, check this out, guys. That's a beefy power adapter. Man, there you go. So yeah, this is, let's see, what do we got here? This is it outputs 16 volts, 1.5 amps, and it's the model number 90004-000. It's a quick charger. Yeah, Tesla, you can't beat ZEOS here back in whenever this was released. Yeah, you got the serial number, all that good stuff. So we're going to probably have to use this for sure. So yeah, it's nice that we've got that in here. And right here, this is a serial to PS2 adapter. Very, very fancy. And that's everything in here. So let's open it up here. Looks like we've got a phone wire here. So yeah, to use with your modem. And we've got, okay, here's the battery right here. So we've got a 12 volt, 1700 milliamp hour nickel cadmium battery. So there you go. We'll set that aside. And this is a really nice, I mean, look at this. This is a really nice case here. I mean, this is kind of like a briefcase almost. You got pouches up here. There's actually, oh man, that's fancy. Check that out. You got some floppy disk storage here. ZEOS Utilities disk. We have an MT-Easy with ExpressFax by Magicsoft Incorporated. And Windows NT Workstation, startup or setup disk 1. This is version, what is this? Version 4.0. And yeah, right here. Dang, this is fancy. Let's take our ZEOS 386 out of here. And here is the laptop itself. And I'm feeling a bit of Velcro on the bottom here. Yep, that's exactly what we got. Got a little bit of Velcro there. ZEOS personal computer model S99102-000. Right here on the side, you got your modem. You got DC in, that's for power, and your power switch right here. On the front here, it looks like you have, yes, the classic carrying handle. Isn't that fancy? So you can easily carry this around with you because it is, after all, portable. Very nice feeling handle as well. Nice quality. It is ripping a little bit here, but you know, I mean, the thing's pretty old, but it's in nice condition for its age, that's for sure. And on the right side here, you've got your floppy disk drive, your contrast and brightness knobs, a reset button. Let's see what we got on the back. Okay, looks like we've got a door here. This might be for, yep, for all your ports. So that's your nice port door. And looks like you've got your, yep, serial right here. So that's what this plugs into. You can use for PS2. And then you've got VGA and parallel. Oh, this was probably, yeah, this wasn't supposed to come off. That's a lot better, isn't it? And also on the back here, we have the battery. I highly doubt that either of these hold the charge, but hey, we can try. Why not? So we'll open the display here. I can already tell the hinge is, yep, that's definitely a bit loose. So I assume, oh yeah, it actually looks like it's a bit broken over here. It's wobbling around a little bit, but we can still open it up here. Power this on. Not gonna work. You know what, we'll try the other one. Why not? I'm sure I'm flipping it over because I'm so used to the battery being on the bottom. I'm sure that I'll get people asking, oh, why don't you try the other battery? So we'll do that. Why not? Nope, nothing. What a surprise. So we're going to use our very large power brick here and plug that in. We'll just make sure the power switch is flipped to off here. All right, so we've got the laptop plugged in here, and according to the charger, it is charging the battery, which, I mean, I highly doubt that the batteries are actually going to hold a charge, but, you know, it's going to say it's charging regardless. So we are going to boot this thing up, but I do want to briefly tell you guys what I know about these machines and just how Alex came into possession of them, because I always find it neat to learn about the history of the individual machines that I come across, because, you know, learning the history behind the company that made this computer and all of that, that's one thing, right? And that would be more fitting for like a retrospective video, which we could definitely do, because I'm not very familiar with this company. To be honest, I had not heard of it until Alex told me, hey, I've got this ZEOS notebook, and I was like, ZEOS, I've never heard of them, but they were a company that existed, and they made apparently 386 notebooks, but they also, you know, they made desktop computers as well. But Alex told me that he acquired these computers, both this and the Vaio, from his employer. And apparently they were clearing out a warehouse or an office building, and he came across this computer and the Vaio and offered to donate them to me. So that's really all that I know, but just to kind of give you guys a little bit of a backstory there at how that I came into possession of these. So without any further ado, let's flick the power switch and see if this thing fires up after all these years. So we got a power light. Well, things aren't looking too good because we got a hard disk failure, which isn't really that surprising because this hard drive in here is noisy. I don't know how well you guys can hear it, but it's, yeah, it doesn't sound too good. So yeah, hard disk failure. But it looks like we've got 640K of base memory, 4480K of extended memory. Looks like we're running a Phoenix BIOS here. And yeah, F1 to continue. No boot device available. Let me grab an MS-DOS boot disk and, well, actually, let's just run setup here. Let's just see what we got. Okay, so hard disk 1 failed initialization. Errors have been found during the power on self-test, of course. So we'll press enter here. And okay, so here we are in the system configuration. So looks like we have, oh my gosh, that's the right date and time. Yeah, this is correct, guys. The time is very, very close. The date is correct. And just ignore this time back here. By the way, this clock is never correct in every video that you see it in. I know, sorry, immersion ruined, I know. But the way that I have that clock set up is it's plugged into a power strip that's also my studio lights are plugged into. So when I turn that off to turn the lights off, the clock gets turned off and it stays on whatever time that it was on when I turned it off, obviously. So it's never accurate. But, well, you guys wouldn't know that if I hadn't told you, right? But yes, the clock battery in here is still good after all these years, which is insane. So it's kept time almost to the T. It's like a minute off, but that's really cool. So yeah, diskette A, we have a 3.5-inch high-density disk drive. Type 34 hard drive, apparently, and there's your base and extended memory once again. Yeah, and I mean, apparently it's Y2K compliant as well, 2021. I mean, not 1921, right? So, okay, you know what? We're gonna try to... I don't know if I have a replacement hard drive to put in this thing, but I'm kind of debating on opening. Let's just open this thing up at least and see if we can get to the hard drive and see if I have a replacement drive that we could put in here. That's the floppy disk drive, which, you know what, let's check if the floppy disk drive works. So let's put in an MS-DOS setup disk right here, disk 1. Yep, starting MS-DOS, so it's booting off the disk right now. So we're just going to close out of it. We don't have anywhere to install it to, so we'll just exit out here. To exit, press F3. So we can at least, you know, run some DOS commands here. dir/w, all that good stuff. So, yeah, there it is. So I am going to actually... Oh, see, I keep thinking the floppy disk drive is right here where the contrast and brightness dials are. So we're going to eject our floppy disk here. And I'm going to grab my toolkit. Let's just flick this off here. Power this down. Let's see if they're like right to repair friendly here. So I think it's just regular Phillips heads, actually. Yeah, so that one screw I undid was just to take the modem out here. So there's the modem. This is its own separate piece here. It's not attached to the case. I mean, well, it is, but it's just easily, yeah, you guys know what I mean. So let me grab the largest Phillips bit that I have here on the smaller driver, which I think is going to be this one. Though I don't know if this... Oh, yeah, that'll work. So we'll undo that one. I have a feeling there's going to be hidden screws on here. Alright, so we got it out finally. So this is slowly removing the keyboard here. This piece is all... It looks like it's separate. Yeah, I can see there's a... This is separated from this plastic piece here. So this is lifting up here. So that means that there has to be another screw somewhere, which we already removed. Oh no, there's one right here that I missed. Look at that. This one right here. So this one has to be undone. There you go. So we'll set that one over here, make sure we're keeping our screws organized. And I wonder if that's everything. Oh yeah, it is. Oh man. Keyboard lifts right out like that. And, okay, so I'm guessing, yeah, this is probably the hard drive right here. So, though we have this entire thing over it, got this, like, protective layer. Is that screwed in there? And let's see what that did for us. So that just, it looks like it got this piece... Yeah, so that can come out there. So we got these two here. I wonder if there's screw holes on the bottom here. Yes, I think that's exactly what those are. And we'll close that up. Okay, so on the bottom here, I already removed one of them, but you've got, these are screws right here. So they got these little coverings on the top that just hide the screw, but if you just take them off here, there you go. So they they pop right off. Let's zoom in on that for you so you can see a little bit better. There you go. So, and these, oh no, they're just regular Phillips as well. We open this up again, and we remove this. And now... Yep, here comes the drive. And yeah, that's a 44-pin IDE connector on here. So I've got a 44-pin IDE drive. This right here is an IBM Travel Star from my laptop hard drive video. Remember when we tested out the hard drives in here? Well, I kept this one. I ended up throwing away the two that were completely dead. And this one is that 10 gig Travel Star that works, but it's clicking. So, you know, it's a bit on the fritz, but it does work, and, you know, I could definitely just buy a replacement drive. I mean, this is a much newer drive than, I mean, this drive is far newer than the computer, but it's a 44-pin IDE drive, so it should work, though, yeah, the mounting holes here are not going to be, they're not going to line up properly, so it's just going to kind of rest in there like that. But you know what? We're just going to leave this off for now, just for testing this here, and we're gonna move this down here, and let's try to power this thing on and just see what happens. And we've already determined that the hard drive is blank. There's the floppy disk drive. Seek test. I don't know what the capacity of this one is here. But, oh, I think the brightness knob is like, wait, yeah, there we go. So, let's zoom in here. I don't think it really knows what to do, because this hard drive, it probably has like no idea what I just plugged into it. I'm gonna leave this drive in here for now. I definitely want to get a period-specific hard drive, though. I mean, so far, guys, this is a pretty neat little machine, for sure. And it's nice to have a 386. So the plan right now is we're gonna let MS-DOS install. I still have to put in disk number 3, but once we have it installed, we'll reassemble everything, and we'll move on to the Sony Vaio. I could install Windows on here, but, you know, we could save that for another video. This might be a cool machine to do a bit of a retrospective on, perhaps even just the entire company, because like I said, I'm not really familiar with ZEOS. Alright, let's remove that. Alright, so the Sony Vaio Pentium 3 machine. This right here is the PCG 9211, and it looks like it's shipped with Windows 98 2nd edition. And as usual, we'll take a brief tour of the ports here. So here are your ports on the left side here. You've got some PCMCIA card slots and what looks like the battery. And on the right side here, we've got a floppy disk drive and a DVD drive. Very, very nice. And on the back here, what do we got? We got your modem, mouse and keyboard, 2 USB, your power port, and right here you've got serial printer and VGA out. Very nice. Now you probably noticed there is no power adapter with this. Alex said he did not have one, but luckily I have one of these right here, a universal laptop power adapter. I've got 2 of them, so let's hope the first one I grabbed is as universal as it claims it is. I'm thinking this one here. First try. Oh my gosh, guys, am I an expert at this or what? Okay, so there we go. So that one works. So we're going to grab the end of our Targus universal power adapter here, and we're gonna plug that in. All right, we got a blue light, so that's good. And yeah, you already see here that one of these keys came off, the down arrow key. Let's see if that just no, it looks like it's missing the, oh yeah, it's completely missing the mechanism. So yeah, that's a bit unfortunate, but hey, we have a much stronger hinge, and this one is a really tight hinge here. Certainly compared to the other one. It looks like it's a bit dusty here. Let me zoom out here and show you. Well, you probably can't really see it super well here on camera, but this thing's really dusty. So we'll just wipe it down here. You can actually see like an indentation of the keyboard on the screen here. So let's wipe it down here. But overall, again, very good physical shape for sure. This company, whatever company that Alex works for, definitely takes care of their stuff. So we got a light there. Let's power it on and see if she boots up and see if there's a working hard drive in here. Well, it's definitely powering on, but the screen, we got nothing. Oh, there we go. I guess removing the RAM and putting it back in, yeah, it's working now. There we go, guys. So yeah, it looks like we've got IE, obviously, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Word, and sign control. What is this? Ooh, sign control, sign control, sign. What is this? What the? Oh, this is like a... So I've just started it. Sign control system, February 27th, 2003. So that gives you a time frame as to when the system was still used, and there it is. So yeah, I assume, I mean, this is like a marquee going on up here, and yeah, so this was used to control a sign of some type, an automated billboard. That is pretty cool. I've not seen that before. So let's see what else we got. Let's go to start here. Looks like they had, I'm gonna turn that off, they had auto hide the taskbar on. I'm not a huge fan of that. I like the taskbar showing at all times. So there you go. So we've got, oh wow, we got a lot of stuff on here. So here's sign control, is what we were just in. Got a bunch of Sony stuff, Vaio action setup, Symantec WinFax. There is a name here. It looks like the last thing entered in the run box was command to launch the MS-DOS command interpreter. WinVert, Windows 98. Let's go to preferences here, or just computer properties, and see. Okay, yes, so I'm going to have to blur that out, but that makes sense as to why there's a sign control program on here. And yes, here are the specifications of this particular unit, if you were wondering. So 192 megabytes of RAM, and here's your technical support hotline and all that good stuff. So yeah, at least we got one of these machines. I mean, both the machines work, but of course, you saw with the ZEOS machine, it's got a dead hard drive, but got a working hard drive here on the Sony. Let's see how large it is. Let's go to my computer here and see what we got. Looks like an 11 gig drive, is that right? Yeah, 11.2 gigabytes. We've got 1.88 gigabytes used, so I think that is a good stopping point for today, guys. This was definitely a deep dive. This video is, well, you saw how long it is. It's a pretty long video, but I really enjoyed doing this. This was cool just to experience these two machines for the first time with you guys. Like I said, I had not taken a look at these beforehand. You guys saw the unboxing. Everything was raw, unscripted, all that good stuff. And yeah, it was good that we got both of them up and running. And hey, these will definitely make an appearance on the channel at some point. Maybe sooner, maybe later, but I can definitely see us coming back to these. I mean, hey, this is a Windows 98 machine. We got a 386. I mean, the guys, awesome stuff for sure. So huge thank you once again to Alex for your very generous donation to the channel. I really appreciate it, and I'm sure everyone watching does as well. And as for all you guys watching, hey, if you enjoyed this video, if you want to see more like it, be sure to give it a thumbs up and get subscribed down below. Turn on those notifications because I upload new videos just like this every single week on this channel. And as always, I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.